Welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric, and today we're going to take a night POV test drive in this 2021 Volvo XC90 T8 Inscription. We get the wool interior here, as you can see, and yeah, we're just going to take a quick look at the exterior here before we get driving, so you can see the lights and the tail lights. First of all, our headlights, which have the cool name of like being called like Thor's hammer, because if you look at it, you get like the handle and the hammer itself, however you call the top part. And I'll just show you the stats on the right hand side about this specific XC90, so you know what to expect. We also, of course, have the taillights, very distinct Volvo look in general, I think. And of course, because it's a hybrid, we got our green vehicle license plate. As always, if you want to know more about this XC90, we got a full-on review about this specific car. Just in the top right-hand corner, we talk about the interior, the exterior, how it is to drive, and pretty much everything. And if it's worth just over $100,000 Canadian after destination charges, find that in the review. But now we shall get driving. So I am just going to turn on this light so that you can actually see a little more, because if I don't turn that on, it's a little boring for you. But no worries, I can still see just fine. It's already on, just because it's a hybrid. We don't have any engine running at the moment. I could technically, if you want to charge the engine, charge the battery, I can just put charge. Then you can hear our car starting, and don't mind that. That's our battery charge there, if you can see it. That would just slowly start filling up, but we're gonna let the car do the selection of how we drive and all that. Yeah, we also have a drive mode, of course. We could go into pure, which is just all electric, which would turn on in a few seconds, which we can do in a few seconds as soon as the charging stops. We can just quickly restart the car, engine off. And now we're on the regular drive mode and hybrid drive mode, so the car will decide what to use, and it will probably stay mostly in electric. Put into reverse. We get our cameras, we get 360 degree. Make it park itself out, all the good stuff. So we got plenty of options here. We can just go to the rear camera, for example. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's start driving in all electric mode. Forward. Did I leave the light on? No, I didn't, right? There you go. Okay, and of course in this night POV test drive we're going to do an acceleration run, and we're also going to test the high beams, the automatic high beams. That's always on the agenda for these kind of test drives. Still an all-electric. I can tell you if the engine even turns on, but we'll definitely have it turn on later on in the acceleration run. Actually, we're almost close to switching over, but no, we remain in EV mode pretty much. I can also switch to regenerative braking, which would, if I were to let off, it would brake and charge the battery. But let's turn on the high beams just by flipping this switch up forward, which obviously doesn't turn them on right now because, well, we've got cars coming ahead. But we'll be on an emptier road in just a bit. There we go. High beams, you saw them adjust upwards. Turn off, go back lower again. Very wide in terms of what we can see with the high beams. Great illumination on the road. React really quickly to oncoming vehicles. Really good so far. Really good so far. We can already start preparing for our acceleration run by putting the car into ESC Sport mode, just with that. And also changing the drive mode, but we'll do that in a second. I haven't done a launch yet. These night POV videos are often my first time launching the car because I do these like the day or the day after I just got the car, so I really don't have much of an impression of the car yet. So we'll see how quick it is. We've got combined output of 400 horsepower with the engine and the motor. That could be interesting. Drive mode. Let's put it into Polestar Engineered, which will lower the car, enable our ICE, our internal combustion engine. And let's come to a stop. And brake booster. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. Pretty quick. It's pretty quick, but it doesn't feel that quick because you're so isolated from the road, and it's really not much noise in here, so you don't really feel it being that quick. But it goes, and I found it very interesting how on the shift, when it shifted into the second gear, it spun its wheels again. Let's turn ESC again to the regular driving mode, and let's also go to hybrid again, which should turn off the internal combustion engine. There we go. And we can also get to regenerative braking, so we keep the speed limit. Let's turn back off again. And now we're coasting because, like I said, internal combustion is turned off, so there's no engine braking. So we're literally just rolling along like in an EV. Wow, that was surprisingly difficult to say. But yeah, the hybrids work really well. I'm going to turn on here back in a second. There we go. Nice illumination. I like how they adjust upwards as soon as it detects there's no car in front anymore. And we're going to turn right here. Actually, we can maybe do a little acceleration run in all EV mode. Kind of curious about that. I'm not going to do it here though. Going to do it a little later. Because I'm wondering if we stomp it in all EV mode. I haven't tried this yet. I'm curious to see if the internal combustion engine will just come in and it'll basically switch back to hybrid mode, or if it will stick to the EV mode, the motor. Because the motor only produces 87 horsepower, which for a car that weighs over 5,000 pounds isn't that much. So we'll see. But in normal city driving, I already noticed that the motor was plenty to get you around, because as you can see right now, the car really never switches back to the internal combustion engine. Even on the highway, I saw it just use the motor, where I just manually switch because I cannot charge at home because I live in an apartment. So I want to use the electricity that I have, the battery that I have, for different reasons, and not use it on the highway where the IC is just way more suited for that task. There we go. But you can, like I said, you can charge it regularly. I could press charge right now, and then the IC would turn in and would turn on and would charge the car. Would charge the battery, run a little higher, charge the battery while we're driving. And like I said, we can do regenerative braking, which gives us that. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, I just picked up the car. I'm never entirely sure in these first few days. I'll get that all to you in the review. That if I'm braking, I'm pretty sure it's regenerative braking at first. This actually charges my batteries if I'm braking. All right, over here. Very comfy ride though. Very comfy ride. But let's go into EV mode. Pure Eco Drive. Now we're in full Eco Drive and full EV mode. Let's see. I can't talk. Let's see how quick she picks up from that stop sign. I'm curious about that. Let's see. Okay, no. Okay, the internal combustion engine kicks in. But does it go back now, or are we in hybrid mode now? Which mode are we? It automatically switches back to hybrid mode. Okay, I figured. Now the combustion engine is off again. Okay, no, that was interesting to see. But yeah, like, You saw, like, the 87 horsepower aren't really that much to propel this car forward. But it's very nice in the city, I can tell you that already. Anyhow, I think we end this POV drive right about here because we have showed you pretty much everything I wanted to show you. We tested the acceleration and we tested the automatic high beams. If you want to see everything about this XC90 and know more about it, just make sure to check out the full review somewhere probably on the top right hand corner. And we also have on the right hand side the full playlist with all my reviews, because I upload new reviews every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Various cars. I have everything from Miatas to XC90s, Escalades, Silverados, Mustangs, you name it. Like, we review pretty much everything. And if you like cars, maybe consider subscribing. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and goodbye.